You wake up, but the energy isn't there. Not like before. You drag yourself out of bed, glance in the mirror, and wonder what happened to me. The man who used to be sharp, quick-witted, and full of drive now feels dulled by fatigue. You're not imagining it. You're not weak. And this isn't just getting older. It's a signal. A call for change. Hi, I'm Dr. James Whitmore. And if you're over 50 and feeling tired, disconnected, or low on drive, you're not alone. But there's a natural way to fix it. This message is for you if you've started noticing changes that aren't just on the surface. Maybe it's the mental fog that rolls in around mid-morning, or the way your motivation feels like it's been switched to low volume. Maybe it's the disconnection emotionally, physically from your partner, from your goals, even from yourself. This isn't about vanity, it's about vitality. You want your mind sharp, your strength steady, and your relationships alive. You want your fire back, and you deserve that. Let's talk about what's happening beneath the surface. See, testosterone isn't just about libido. It's your body's master switch for energy, focus, strength, and emotional resilience. And starting around age 30, testosterone begins a slow, steady decline, about 1% per year. By the time you're in your 60s or 70s, you may have 30 to 40% less than you did in your prime. That loss doesn't just affect your body, it affects your identity. The signs show up slowly. Less interest in things that once excited you. A shorter fuse or maybe no spark at all. Weight creeping up around the middle. Strength that used to be reliable now feels distant. You might not even talk about it, not to your doctor, not to your partner, not to your friends, because it's easy to chalk it all up to age. But here's what I want you to hear clearly: this decline is not irreversible. In fact, many men in their 50s, 60s, even 70s have naturally restored their testosterone, not through gimmicks, but by giving the body the right signals again. To understand how, you first need to understand how testosterone is made. It starts not in your muscles, but in your brain. The hypothalamus sends a signal, a hormone called GnRH, to your pituitary gland, which then releases LH, or luteinizing hormone. LH travels through your bloodstream and tells your testes to produce testosterone. But if that brain-to-testes communication breaks down due to stress, poor sleep, excess fat, inflammation, or simply years of neglect, then testosterone production slows to a crawl, and everything starts to suffer. Low testosterone isn't just a number, it's a state of imbalance. It robs you of presence, of confidence, of connection. But here's the hopeful part: this system can be reawakened. Your body still remembers how to work, it just needs the right rhythm, and science confirms this. Clinical studies show that sleep, strength training, nutrient-rich food, and even morning sunlight can reactivate the testosterone loop. That's not hearsay. That's endocrinology. One study found that consistent resistance training increased free testosterone in previously sedentary men. Another showed that just 15 minutes of daily sunlight raised vitamin D, a key precursor to testosterone, by over 40% in those who were deficient. And perhaps most importantly, stress management, even just 10 minutes a day of breath work, has been shown to lower cortisol and restore the hormonal signal from brain to body. You don't need hormone replacement therapy to feel better. For many, the first step is much simpler: reset the system naturally. So what does that look like? In the next section, we'll explore 4 science-backed habits you can start today. Habits that don't just support testosterone, but rebuild energy, drive, and connection. If you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. You're not too late. You're right on time. Because what's fading isn't you, it's a signal your body's waiting to hear again. Let's turn it back on. So let's talk solutions. Not gimmicks, not shortcuts. but 4 powerful natural changes that, when done consistently, can turn your hormonal engine back on. You don't need magic, you need momentum, and these habits, they're the fuel. Let's begin with something surprisingly simple: red grapes and morning light. Red grapes are rich in resveratrol, a compound that may help protect testosterone from being converted into estrogen. Research shows that resveratrol may inhibit aromatase, the enzyme responsible for that conversion. But this isn't just about grapes, it's about light. Morning sunlight on your skin and in your eyes triggers a natural hormonal rhythm. Specifically, it helps your body produce vitamin D, which isn't just a vitamin, it functions like a hormone. And guess what? Men deficient in vitamin D often show significantly lower testosterone levels. When corrected, their testosterone goes up. Just 15 minutes of morning sun is enough to spark this process. So start your day outside. Drink your coffee by a window. Reconnect with the rhythm your body was built for. Now let's talk movement, specifically resistance training. It's not about becoming a bodybuilder. It's about telling your body, we still need strength. When you challenge your muscles with squats, push-ups, deadlifts, or rows, your brain responds by sending a signal to increase testosterone. These compound movements recruit large muscle groups, elevate heart rate, and send a very clear message to your endocrine system: repair, recover, grow. And the more consistent you are, even 2 to 3 sessions per week, the more your baseline testosterone stabilizes. You don't need fancy equipment, just gravity, breath, and commitment. Your muscles don't just hold strength, they signal vitality. Want a faster way to shift your hormonal state? Meet the 90-second sprint protocol. Research shows that high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, can dramatically increase free testosterone levels, especially in aging men. And the formula is beautifully simple: 90 seconds of effort, followed by 90 seconds of rest. Repeat it 3 times. That's it. Whether it's sprinting, cycling, rowing, or brisk uphill walking, the short bursts activate your pituitary gland, increasing the release of luteinizing hormone, which drives testosterone production. The result: higher energy, faster fat loss, and a sharper mind, all from less than 10 minutes of work. Now here's the part most men overlook, and the one that matters most: stress. Chronic stress raises cortisol, and cortisol kills testosterone. They exist in a hormonal seesaw. When one rises, the other falls. And in today's world, cortisol is always on. From emails to traffic to loneliness, your body is constantly in low-grade fight or flight. But you can take it back. 10 minutes of breath work, a slow walk through trees, a quiet cup of tea without your phone. These moments aren't self-care, they're hormone resets. And studies show that men who incorporate daily mindfulness, even simple breathing, have more stable testosterone and lower inflammation. You don't need to escape the world, just build breaks from the noise. So now let's put this into a rhythm. A 24-hour loop that supports testosterone naturally. In the morning, expose your body to sunlight. Eat a protein-rich breakfast with healthy fats. Move your body, even if it's a short walk or 5 sets of squats. This is your hormonal ignition. At midday, protect your energy. Stay hydrated. Eat clean, balanced meals with fiber, protein, and color. Avoid sugar spikes. And make time for either connection, a kind conversation, or disconnection, a moment of calm. At night, you must restore. Eliminate screens 60 minutes before bed. Drink calming herbal tea like chamomile or lemon balm. Write down one thought, one gratitude, or one thing you're letting go of. And give your body the gift of deep, uninterrupted sleep. Because sleep isn't rest, it's repair. If you do this even for 1 week, your body will respond. The science is clear. Hormones begin to shift. Energy returns. The spark flickers. You'll start to feel like yourself again, not overnight, but gradually, sustainably, powerfully. Because testosterone is not just a hormone, it's a signal, a message from your body that you're still in the game, still vital, still capable of building, growing, loving, leading. In the next chapter, we'll reveal what might be quietly stealing your testosterone every day, from food choices to hidden habits. Because knowing how to build is one thing, but knowing what to stop, that's the real power. Now let's talk about what's quietly draining your testosterone, the hidden habits, overlooked choices, and silent stressors that chip away at your energy day after day. Because it's not just about what you add in, it's about what you take out. We begin in the kitchen. Sugar is not just a diet issue, it's a hormone disruptor. When you eat refined carbs or sweets, your blood sugar spikes. And in response, your body releases insulin. High insulin doesn't just store fat, it interferes with the production of testosterone. One study showed that after a glucose load, testosterone levels dropped by up to 25% in men, even those with no diabetes. That's one meal, one hit of sugar, and your hormone levels take a dive. And it doesn't stop there. Excess sugar feeds belly fat, and belly fat is metabolically active. It converts testosterone into estrogen through an enzyme called aromatase. That means the more visceral fat you carry, the faster your testosterone disappears. And it's not just food. It's when and how you eat. Late-night snacking, skipping meals, eating in front of screens. These confuse your circadian rhythm. Your body wants to follow the sun. When you eat late, your cortisol stays elevated. Your melatonin, the sleep hormone, is delayed. And as a result, testosterone production, which peaks during deep sleep, is interrupted. Fixing this doesn't require perfection, just presence. Eat your last meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bed. Turn off screens during meals. Slow down. Your hormones are listening. Now let's step into your living room. The TV glows. The phone scrolls. The news cycle spins. And your mind, it stays wired. Even at rest, you're overstimulated. Cortisol, the stress hormone, remains high even without feeling stressed. Chronic elevation of cortisol blocks the hypothalamus-pituitary-testicular axis. That's the exact pathway responsible for producing testosterone. The more stressed you are mentally, emotionally, even subtly, the more suppressed your testosterone becomes. And here's the part we often hide from relationships. Silent tension with your spouse. Lack of affection. The absence of emotional or physical intimacy. These things affect your biology. Emotional disconnection raises stress levels. Physical intimacy, when healthy and connected, actually boosts testosterone. But when that bond breaks down, the hormone system responds with shutdown. And for many men over 50, this becomes a quiet, aching loop: low energy, less connection, more emotional distance, even lower testosterone. The cycle isn't just chemical, it's relational, but it can be reversed. Start by bringing awareness to the small choices. Are you eating for fuel or for escape? Are you soothing stress with screens or with breath? Are you holding back affection because you feel distant, or are you feeling distant because you've stopped showing affection? Then take one action, not all, just one. Choose one meal to clean up, one screen to silence, one evening walk to take, one compliment to give. These aren't small gestures. They are signals to your mind, your body, your relationships that change is beginning. And change begins not when everything is perfect, but when something is intentional. Your hormones are listening to your lifestyle, and testosterone is the messenger of strength, vitality, connection, and presence. So if you're doing everything right but still feeling off, look here. Look at the hidden thieves, the ones that steal in silence. Because it's not just biology, it's biography. Your story matters. Your stress, your habits, your relationships, they all shape the hormonal landscape you live in. But here's the good news: you can shape it back. You can reclaim authority over your chemistry. And when you do, everything shifts. Energy returns. Drive strengthens. Connection deepens. In the next section, we'll zoom out and look at the full 7-day reset routine, the plan that brings everything together. Morning to night. Food movement, light breath, rest connection. A rhythm your body will recognize. And more importantly, a rhythm it will respond to. Because this isn't about chasing youth. It's about rebuilding presence. And presence, true, grounded, vital presence, is what makes life worth living. Let's bring it all together now. You've heard the biology. You've felt the emotion. And you understand what helps and what harms. Now it's time to apply it, to turn knowledge into rhythm. What does a realistic, sustainable, testosterone-friendly day actually look like? Let me show you. This is your 7-day reset plan. No supplements, no extremes, just real habits for real change. It begins the moment you wake up. Before reaching for your phone, before checking the news, step into light. Open your curtains or step outside and let the sun touch your skin and your eyes. Even 5 to 10 minutes of morning light will help regulate your circadian rhythm. This light doesn't just wake you up, it sets your hormone clock. It boosts cortisol at the right time, lowers melatonin, and tells your body, it's time to produce testosterone. While you're in that light, move. Stretch your arms overhead. Do a few squats. Or take a short walk. Your movement and light exposure combine like a natural hormone switch. One that reminds your system, we are still alive. We are still strong. Next, fuel up with intention. Your breakfast should be high in protein and healthy fats. Eggs, avocado, Greek yogurt, nuts, or a protein shake with minimal sugar. Why? Because protein stimulates dopamine, the neurotransmitter of drive and focus. And fats, especially omega-3s, support hormone production. Avoid sugar here. A sweet breakfast might feel like a treat, but it crashes your insulin later and your energy with it. Mid-morning is your window for productivity. This is when testosterone and focus are at their peak. Use it. Work on what matters most. And if you can step away for 5 minutes of sunlight again. Even small doses of light throughout the day keep your hormone rhythms stable. Lunchtime is more than food. It's a chance to reset. Prioritize a balanced meal, think protein, fiber, and color, and share it if possible. Human connection lowers stress and boosts oxytocin, which supports testosterone indirectly. If you're eating alone, take 5 mindful breaths before your first bite. This lowers stress hormones and activates digestion, turning a rushed lunch into a calming, nourishing experience. In the afternoon, cortisol naturally dips. So instead of reaching for caffeine, take a pause. Step outside. Stretch, breathe, or better yet, walk. A 10-minute walk after lunch improves insulin sensitivity and supports fat metabolism. Both of these are crucial for hormonal balance, especially as we age. And now we arrive at the most underrated window of the day, the evening. Dinner should be early, ideally 2 to 3 hours before sleep. Keep it light, clean, and whole. After dinner, turn off all bright screens within 1 hour of bed. Blue light blocks melatonin, and melatonin is the signal for deep testosterone replenishing sleep. Instead of your phone, try soft music conversation or light journaling. Write down one thing you're grateful for, one thing you're proud of, one thing you're letting go of. This ritual signals safety to your nervous system, and when your body feels safe, it restores. Before sleep, drink a calming tea, chamomile, ashwagandha root, or lemon balm. Avoid alcohol. While it may help you fall asleep faster, it disrupts REM sleep and lowers testosterone production overnight. A single night of poor sleep can drop testosterone levels by up to 15%. Sleep is not optional, it's where the magic happens. Your body repairs, muscle regulates hormones, and rebuilds your internal strength while you rest. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. This isn't a quick fix. It's a reset. And if you do this for 7 days, 7 mindful, intentional days, something will begin to shift. You'll wake up clearer. You'll move with more steadiness. You'll feel a deeper connection to your partner, to your body, to your purpose. Because testosterone is not just about libido or muscle. It's about how you show up. With energy, with intention, with presence. In the final part of this video, we'll take a deeper look at the long-term roadmap, how to build from this reset into a sustainable lifestyle. We'll also reflect emotionally on everything you've given, everything you've carried, and why now is the time to give something back to yourself. Because the most powerful changes aren't the ones that happen fast. They're the ones that stay. You've spent decades giving yourself to others. You've built, provided, worked through exhaustion. You've held pain quietly so others wouldn't have to. And now, maybe for the first time in a long time, it's time to give something back to you. Because this isn't about chasing your younger self. It's about reclaiming something deeper, something the world may have forgotten to honor. But that still lives inside you. Vitality. You see, when your hormones shift, they don't just affect your body. They affect how you see yourself. And for many men over 50, the loss of testosterone feels like a slow erasing of identity. You feel less sharp, less passionate, less connected. You wonder where the old fire went, the one that lit you up from the inside. But here's the truth. No one told you that fire isn't gone. It's just buried. Beneath the habits that drain you, beneath the stress you carry in silence, beneath the years of putting everyone else first. And when you begin to shift just a little, your body remembers. Your mind remembers. You remember. You were never meant to fade, only to evolve. Testosterone is not a miracle hormone. It won't solve everything, but it is a signal of life, of direction, of forward motion. And when it returns to balance, so do you. Not overnight, but slowly, powerfully, permanently. You'll feel it in the mornings when you wake up clear and curious again. You'll feel it in your strength, not just physical, but emotional. You'll feel it in your relationships when the disconnection begins to dissolve and presence returns. This journey isn't about perfection. It's about presence. It's about trading burnout for rhythm, shame for strategy, and fatigue for forward motion. So take a breath. Right here, right now, and imagine the version of yourself who feels whole again. Not younger, just more you. Now give him the space to return. Because your best years aren't behind you. They're not locked in your 30s or 40s. They're not lost. They're waiting for one decision. One day, one reset. Try it for 7 days. Try it for you. And if this spoke to you, if something stirred as you listened, comment below and say, "I'm ready." You're not alone on this journey. There are thousands of others just like you waking up to this truth. Reclaiming energy, rebuilding connection, restoring strength. And if this helped, you don't miss what's next. In our upcoming video, we'll dive into 5 hidden signs your testosterone is dangerously low after 60. It might surprise you, and it might explain things you've been feeling for years. So stay with us, subscribe, and take this next step with intention. Because the man you want to be, he's not a memory. He's a choice.